Hello there, I'm Darren.
And I'm Kat.
Today we're going to be looking at the Book of Boba Fett, Episode 7, and what does it all mean? We start off in the exploded club, and we get Din, Shand, and Boba all having a wee chat about Cobb Vanth.
Everyone may have your attention. I would like to introduce you to Mr. Danny Cordray. He is going to be joining us as our new traveling salesman. Say hello to Danny.
Me.
Cobb Vanth's on his way, according to Din, and his one request is that they end the spice trade. Of course, Boba agrees, saying that the spice trade is bad for his people. It's killing their people, even though there's a lot of money to be made, which kind of shows us, right, this is where Boba's at. You know, this is our first hint to that end of character arc.
Well, spice is dangerous.
Every now and then you want to knock it up a notch with a blast from your spice weasel. Bam!
Okay, Boba's plan is to move to Jabba's palace and make their last stand there. However, the mods are like, no, we're going to stay here, and this is the place to be. You can't abandon this place to the Pikes.
5 minutes later.
Which, like, okay, so what they're going to do instead is wage war in the streets. This scene's kind of made to make Boba seem like he cares, and the mods seem like they care and align their goals, but it doesn't really make that much sense to, you know, basically draw the Pikes further into the city to have their last stand. So then we flip over, we get the Cad Bane, and he's meeting with the Pikes and the mayor. The Pikes reveal that they actually killed the Tuskens, and it's essentially this is the inverse of Boba and kind of the fate of Mos Espa, Mos Eisley, Tatooine, is that if it's left to the Pikes, it's just going to be more of the same stuff. People are just going to be left, and it's just going to be all about the money rather than about the people. The Pikes do not care about the people whatsoever. So we get that whole scene. Then Luke's X-Wing flies into Peli Motto's garage, flown by R2. Peli's absolutely shitting it because she's not certified with the New Republic.
Yep.
As we've seen a couple episodes ago when she was doing up Mando's starfighter.
She starts making excuses as she walks towards the X-Wing, and it looks like there's been nobody flying it. Or is there just a really tiny passenger?
Yes, so it's Grugu with the shiny armor on.
Proper Mithril vibes, like.
So Peli feeds him, and R2 complains, saying that he's got somewhere to be. So, I mean, there's in-universe and not in-universe explanations. I think, so there's one thing of Luke will just distract from the story. It's really expensive to do his face. That's probably why he's not there. But it sounds like there's an in-universe explanation to why Luke's not there, so that could be interesting to explore. Sounds like there is some sort of, there's a reason why Luke didn't fly himself, and a reason why R2's busting out at the bit to get home. Besides the obvious thing of every time he leaves a Skywalker, something mad happens. The last time I let his dad float off, he ended up killing a bunch of kids. Yeah, it's like he might, like R2 disappears for 20 minutes, the guy ends up fucking living by himself on an island drinking green titty milk. So they lay out their plan, full on Pickle Rick style, full on Rick and Morty style. So what they have is the least conspicuous gang members ever. You got yourself a 7-foot tall walking gorilla. You got yourself Inspector Gadget and the Mod Squad, and then you've got 2 bright green guys standing on salt flats.
Darn, like this is a diverse world that they are on. Why would they look conspicuous?
Well, see, that's the thing, because every time like one of those transport ships lands, the entire screen is filled up with different types of aliens, people, and robots, and they all look like they belong together. And then if you just kind of zoom out a little bit, the people who work for Boba Fett are usually brightly colored. Like, they are main character anime kind of stuff. Like, they just do not belong in any scene that they're in. I suppose it makes it easier to identify them, but it means that, like, they might as well just have a bright red target on them. So that will go exactly as it should. And then we're back with Cad Bane, and Cad Bane arrives to tease Boba out. We get this nice little kind of western standoff in the first one of the episode. And they have a bit of back and forth. They kind of, I mean, for new people coming into it. It's kind of like, oh, this is cool for fans of the Clone Wars and Rebels and kind of all the stuff that didn't make it into the Clone Wars. It's a really cool throwback to see these two almost at dulling point again. So Cad reveals that the Pikes killed the Tuskens, which then kind
of shit.
Which kind of throws Boba off kilter, and we see the usually calm, cool, and collected dude kind of get a bit emotional, and Fennec Shand has to talk him back. So, next scene, everyone betrays Boba.
Everybody betrayed me. I fed up with this world.
The Mod Squad, the Oinkers, and Harry and the Hendersons all get taken down.
I feel like they're going to regret this.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing of it makes sense. So it makes sense even with who betrays who, with the Trandoshans taking down Black Chrysanthemum, because that's part of their history, part of their heritage is actually hunting Wookiees and stuff like that there. It's a really cool kind of conflict there. But so it's you hear of all these Trandoshans being really impressive hunters. We've seen Bosk, we've seen all the Legends comics and stuff like that about what Trandoshans are like. And their traditional group hug technique is what we see.
Must squeeze to death. Love. Death by love.
So Fennec Shand goes to save the Mod Squad, and she does. She pops in,
looking all badass.
Absolute badass. Slight bit of parkour. She takes out all of the Aqualish single-handedly, and then they do a wee nod of respect between her and the Mod Squad. It's kind of cool. Fennec Shand has just been a wee bit of a hero of this this series,
Yep, surely has
consistently good. So yeah, so we get this real kind of Butch Cassidy and Sundance moment with Mando and Boba kind of pinned down inside the club, and Boba basically tells him, you can shoot on, but I can't leave. These are my people. I'm not going to abandon them. And Mando then says, no, by creed, he has to stay. He'll stay until they win or fall. And Boba calls it bantha fodder. But in this and in The Mandalorian Season 2, we've seen that actually Boba has his own kind of code that he's been kind of working on. And it's... Did he get this with the Tuskens? I think that the show hasn't kind of teased that out enough, but it feels like that's where he's getting it, But even we see a bit more of that later on. So they both basically agree to die in the name of honor, which is roll credits. But instead, they send out the Mayor's Domo as a bit of a distraction. A jetpack battle ensues, which is friggin' awesome.
It is.
Then the Freetown reinforcements appear, which was cool. No idea how they knew where to go, but okay. And then the Slowmobile gang arrives. Black Chrysanthemum arrives, and it turns out these guys, the Pike's bullets, work on the basis of old female armor in RPGs. It's he just gets hit by a hail of bullets, but all of them just smack off his bikini armor. So the battle scene kind of quietens down a little bit, and we get another insert from Legends. Scorpionic droids. Basically, big versions of droidicas. So they can't shoot them. And during the fight, they also address the kind of... Because immediately as these guys popped in, I'm like, well, Boba should know. And anyone who fought in the Clone Wars should know. Droidicas, you just kind of throw in something that moves slowly, and then it'll blow up. Black Chrysanthemum kind of demonstrated how this just does not work with these guys. It's too hard a force field to pass through. It's nice to kind of fill up that plot hole immediately.
Yep.
And then it happens. This beautiful, useless spin. But it's okay. I can forgive it. This episode's been pretty good so far, so I'll whatever.
You're crazy. Spinning is not flying.
But it's a good trick.
I think maybe they just forgot to put in a laser bolt flying past him or something.
Yeah.
It's the guy in post was like, oh, what was I supposed to do there? Ah, crap. So then we get all the Mod Squad and the Freetowners all get pinned down. We flip back to Mando drawing away the Scorpionic droids, and then he meets Pelimato.
Who has a surprise for him?
Yes. So yeah, we get this lovely reunion with Grogu and
And
Mando.
it is adorable.
It's fantastic. It's lovely.
Oh my goodness. And then you see he's wearing the mithril.
So then we're in a kind of hopeless situation with these guys being chased down by the Scorpionic droids. And then a big roar and the Rancor arrives.
Oh my god. Zilla.
So it just basically takes a shot around the town. Everyone's like, oh, is that a Rancor's cry? What is that? And then this entire time, there's been an olive seller who's just like, you know what? Just typical Mos Espa.
He has to keep open to feed his family.
The place is just being blown up around him. He's just like, but I might sell a fistful of olives.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
What if one of the Scorpionic droids gets hungry?
The Rancor turns up and he's just like, okay, I'm gonna just slightly duck underneath my table here. That should protect me.
So the Rancor pops in. There's a back and forth. The Mando's fighting it. The Rancors are fighting it. And then when all hope kind of looks like it's lost, Grogu rips the Scorpion's ball off with the Force.
Yep.
And then the Rancor pops in and kills it. So back with the boys, pinned down. So the Mod Squad and the Freetoners pinned down against a whole bunch of Pikes and a Scorpion droid. The lead of the Mod Squad and one of the Freetoners takes 2 sniper rifles and they're going to cover them from a sniping position. Which is kind of... So this is kind of nice. There seems to be a wee bit of tension between townies and country folk.
Yeah.
So then Rancor pops in, takes out the Scorpionic, and then we move on to Bane versus the Rancor. He throws a bit of flame at it, and Boba gets kicked off. Boba forgets how to use a jetpack again. So then we get this second standoff between the two, and Bane's kind of like explaining who he thinks Boba is, who he's always known Boba to be, and that's this kind of cold-blooded killer. That's kind of like who him and everyone else who's like helped train, worked with, everyone that's kind of brought Boba up in a secondary kind of way. And he kind of he's the one thing he's confused about is what Boba's angle is here. Boba just replies back that these are his people and he won't abandon them. And then Cad Bane takes him down and tells him that he's as legit as he wants to go, he'll always have his father's blood. And he's just about to shoot Boba in the face, which is very similar to Han Solo and his mentor. If you cast your mind back to Solo. Whenever Boba jilts himself across, gets shot in the shoulder off the Beskar, and takes Bane out with a gaffy stick. Bane forgets that he has jet boots, but really, we could kind of forgive it as he was maybe aiming for a second move. And the important thing about this is whenever the Tuskens disappeared, and the fact that they're not in the end of the show was kind of like, well, what's the whole point of the thing? And it feels like the whole point of this was that the Tuskens basically teach Boba that kind of sense of community, the sense of strength in numbers, the sense of all that. We can see strength in numbers being the Tusken Raider mantra all the way back to episode 4. Whenever Obi-Wan's explaining how the Tuskens work, and then we can see how they kind of built Boba as part of the community, trusted him, built him up, and everything that comes with that. Not only that, but also this new fighting style that he was shown meant that he could take out Bane, because everything that Boba's ever done before, Bane's seen, Bane knows all of his moves. This is the only way that Boba could surprise him. So it was quite interesting.
Yeah, it was.
And then we get him, it looks like he's dead, but obviously he's got the wee beep, so his droids can't come over, fix him up, and we'll probably see him again.
We're gonna have a lot of mods.
Yep. So then we flip back to the Rancor doing a King Kong moment.
Proper King Kong climbing all of the buildings.
And then Grogu walks out and literally, 'twas beauty killed the beast.
It was beauty killed the beast.
Yeah, Grogu comes out and out-westerns all of them just with his wee walk.
Walking out like John Wayne.
Yeah, and he just decides it's nap time and he wants a cuddle buddy. And he's decided the Rancor is going to be his cuddle buddy. He casts sleep.
And rolls a natural 20.
Yeah, and then just the Rancor falls asleep and Grogu decides to take a nap beside the Rancor.
So yeah, that's the end of the fight. So then we go back with the leaders of the other families and the Pikes. And they're all brutally taken down by Shand. There's two brutal moments in this episode. The Gamorrean guards being pushed off a cliff.
Brutal.
And then the mayor's death. So then we swap to the next thing. Everybody's bound to Boba in the streets.
Offering him mangoes. Was it mango?
No, it's a Meiluron fruit.
Meiluron fruit. I thought they had called it a melon fruit, so that makes sense. Meiluron fruit.
So yeah, we get this kind of like ha 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 squad kind of moment with Boba, Fennec, the mod squad, and
Black Chrysanthemum.
Did it, Patrick! We saved the city!
So, what does this mean for Boba? I mean, for me, I feel like this is the culmination of what his dad was aiming for. Because at the end of the day, his dad introduces himself in episode 2 as just a simple man trying to make his way in the universe. And I feel like this is that. This is what Boba's done. Because Django at that stage, he was rich. He didn't have anything to prove. You know? He had a lot of grudges. He had a lot of hates. He had motivations behind what he was doing. But I feel like Boba's made himself free to be that. He's made himself free to be just a simple man making his way in the universe, and he's made his way now. He's got his own people. He's got this kind of... He's broke free of everything. He's broke free of creeds. He's broke free of being Mandalorians. He's broke free of disgrace. He's broke free of being a clone, of being a cold-blooded killer, of being an Imperial even. And now he gets to kind of enjoy this bit of moment, you know, being free, which is it's very nice. You know, it's cool to see. And then we end off with Grugu and Mando, which is just adorable.
It is adorable. Grogu's in his wee hut thing. What do you even call it?
It's a dog shed above
the dog shed above
N1.
above the N1. And Grogu's just tapping it, being like, go faster. Mando's like, no, go faster. You can feel the frustration in his tapping getting more and more. Go, do the fast thing. Go faster. Do the roar.
So Mando presses the button, and then releases the airlock in that dog shed. Just decides, nah, actually, that was that was
no,
easier.
I didn't want you back instead.
I forgot.
With the whole Rancor and then the Scorpionek droid, I haven't seen such eye-popping brutalness since Game of Thrones.
He's standing right there, Cassie.
Oh, I forgot. Brings it all back to him. Too soon.
Too soon. And then we get the Bacta tank, and it is Timothy Olyphant's character. And then Thundercat turns around. So, I mean, what are we going to get next time? We're going to get
more mods.
We're going to get more mods, but what mods are we going to get? Is Timothy going to get himself an armor?
Possibly.
You know, or is he what's he going to get? Or is he just going to get a wee Fennec Shan mod? I feel like we're going to get an armor for him and something similar to what Boba's kind of did for him. Well, with that revelation, we'll see you all again next time. Thanks for joining us, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if we learned it. We also do some other Legends content, and we're also looking at some theories and Legends materials. So check out some of the videos at the end of this one, and we'll see you all next time. Bye!
Bye!